is Mrs. Omoribola. I am here to take English Studies for JSS 3. And the topic we're considering this day is active and passive voice. Active and passive voice. What do we mean by active voice? A statement is active when the subject begins the sentence. Again, a statement is active when the subject begins the sentence. What is the subject? The subject is the performer of an action. And that is the normal way we speak every day. Every day when we engage ourselves, we say that somebody does something. Let us look at the following examples. Ade is eating rice. Ade is eating rice. He beats the drum. He beats the drum. She has eaten the beans. She has eaten the beans. We will buy a pen. We will buy a pen. He was beating the drum. He was beating the drum. She ate the food. She ate the food. In all of these examples, what are the subjects? Ade is the subject. He is the performer of the action. What is the action that is performed here? Eating rice. He is the subject in the next one. What is the action performed? Beats the drum. She is the subject here. The action performed is eating the beans. We is the subject here, and the action is buy a pen. He is the subject here. The action is beating the drum. She is the subject here. The action is ate the food. Now, this is a situation with an active voice. In an active voice, don't forget the subject begins the sentence because it is the subject that is performing the action. Now, when we want to change an active voice to a passive voice, what happens? Some changes occur. What are the changes? First, the subject takes the position of the object. The subject takes the position of the object. The subject, Ade. The subject, he. The subject, she. The subject, we. The subject, he. The subject, she. When it gets to the passive voice, they take the position of the object. 2, the verb changes. The verb changes to the past participle. That is the standing rule. The verb that you find in the active voice change to the past participle. What are the verbs here that change? Eating, beats, eaten, buy, beating, ate. All these verbs will change when they get to the passive voice, to the past participle. Third, the auxiliary verb should agree with the new subject. The auxiliary verb in the sentence should agree with the new subject. What are the auxiliary verbs that are found in the sentences? Is an auxiliary verb. Has is an auxiliary verb. Will is an auxiliary verb. Was is an auxiliary verb. So wherever you find the auxiliary verbs, they will change to fit the subject when you change it into a passive voice. 4. The object replaces the subject. The object replaces the subject. The object here in the active voice, they are rice, drum, beans, pen, drum, food. These are the objects. So when they get to the passive voice, there's going to be a change. So what are the changes? I am going to use the sentences used in the active form to convert into the passive form. Number 1, rice. Rice is being eaten by Ade. Rice is being eaten by Ade. You will notice that in this sentence, Ade has taken the position of the object. Ade was the subject in the active form, but now it is the object in the passive form. Rice was the object in the active form, but rice has taken the position of the subject in the passive form. The verb eating, which is continuous, has changed to a past participle form of the verb, which is eaten. And we have the addition of being. Being, which is the auxiliary verb. And it is ing because it is the present participle form, to show that the sentence was in continuous tense before. So we have rice is being eaten by Ade. 2. He beats the drum. Changes to the drum is beaten by him. Note that he, when it gets to the object form, it becomes him. 3. The beans has been eaten by her. The beans has been eaten by her. Note that here we have in the active form, she has eaten the beans. Now, there is a change in the passive form. The beans comes to the subject position and the subject goes to the object position. So we have the beans has been eaten by her. 4. We will buy a pen. We will buy a pen. A pen will be bought by us. A pen will be bought by us. Us, the object form of we. 5. He was beating the drum. He was beating the drum. The drum was being beaten by him. The drum was being beaten by him. The drum has taken the position of the subject, and the subject has gone to the position of the object with all other necessary changes. Number 6, she ate the food. She ate the food. In the passive form, the food was eaten by her. The food was eaten by her. And just like I said earlier, the food that was the object in the active form has taken the position of she in the passive form. So we have the food was eaten by her. Quickly, let me recap. We treated active and passive voice. And I said that active voice is when you have the subject at the beginning of the sentence. So the subject is the performer of the action. We have these examples which shows that the performer of the action begins the sentence. The changes that we observe whenever we are changing active to passive are these. The subject takes the position of the object. The verb changes to past participle. The auxiliary verb suits the subject, and the object replaces the subject. So in the passive voice, we have these examples. Rice is being eaten by Ade. The drum is beaten by him. The beans has been eaten by her. The pen will be bought by us. The drum was being beaten by him. The food was eaten by her. Before we go, I would like you to attempt this exercise. Change the sentences into the passive voice. Toyi took Dami's pen. 2, we shall sing a new song. 3, she was not carrying a basket. 4, I am winning the race. 5, the boy has baked some cakes. 6, Mr. John drives a new car. We shall meet next time.